walking with the ghost.
Well, hello there. I don't think I've ever properly introduced myself. My name is T. Surge T. You know, I've always wanted to say that. I've always wanted to do a thing where I reason to spin it around. I wanted to do where I had a cat in my hand and then kind of like act like Lofeld. You know what I mean? But well, you know, I wanted to find a way to intro this video. There you go. As you can tell from that intro, it's finally here, the trailer for No Time to Die, which I think is a pretty decent title. I think it's a pretty decent title. There's some hints of other films kind of in there, like Die Another Day. And like, what was that one thing that he would say to his wife? We have all the time in the world, right? That was actually on the tombstone of his wife. And that was in, well, she died in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and then in For Your Eyes Only, it was a reference. You saw he was visiting her headstone. But a lot of news, you know. I even did a video back a few months about the possibility of a female Bond, which I don't have an issue with. But if they're going to do it, you know, to fit the agenda, then don't do it. You know, just do it as a way of segueing, you know, kind of transferring over the title to someone else. If they have to do it, they do it with a female, okay. But don't shove it down our throats. Don't be like, yeah, we're gonna have a female. We want a female to be empowered and be the next Bond. You know, and again, people, they're not, you know, making it a female James Bond, because James Bond is the man. That's the guy's name. I believe it's the 00 ranking or rating or whatever you call that when these guys get their 00 numbers. That's what they're going to give her. They're going to make her the next 007 female. But there are other 00s, right? There are other numbers that they can give. I believe there's a different set. If I remember correctly, I believe there's a different set of numbers for the female agents. But that's something that I heard. Don't know if that's legit real or if that's legit truth to that. I don't know. I just heard that. But you know, anyway, I'm going to be taking a look at this trailer, number 1, and it's a long time coming, and I'm glad it's here. So if y'all want to check it out with me, let's do that and see what's in store for us as I look at the No Time to Die trailer, number 1, the next James Bond film. There he is, back in action.
We all have our secrets. We just didn't get to yours yet.
Ah, gonna call back to GoldenEye right there.
Arming faster than we can respond. Where's 007?
I need a favor, brother. You're the only one I trust for this.
The world's moved on, Commander Bond.
You were 00?
2 years. So stay in your lane.
There she
You
is.
get in my way, I will put a bullet in your knee. The one that works.
I thought you two would get along.
Name?
Bond.
James Bond.
So you're not dead.
Hello, Q. I've missed you.
It's the most valuable asset this country has. If you feel yourself losing control,
I'm not going to lose control. James, you gave up everything for her.
It's Christoph, man. Tough waltz.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of him.
Damn.
What is it?
You don't know
Got
what this
messed up.
James Bond. License to Kill. History of violence.
Oh, that is.
I could be speaking to my own reflection. Only your skills die with your body. Mine will survive long after I'm gone.
History isn't kind to men who play God.
Rami Malek. Ooh, look at that. Showing her quite a lot in here. Ain't no thing, man. You're in a Bond vehicle. Can't penetrate that. Nice. Damn, I love that. I love that trailer. Yo, man, it's like you can kind of see when you look at Daniel Craig that he's getting a little bit long in the tooth when it comes to being Bond. He still's got it, you know. People, I swear, I don't understand people's, you know, saying that they don't like him as Bond, that he never fit. I can understand if you guys say that. I do understand. We have our choices. I have my favorite Bond, which is Roger Moore, and that is arguable. You know, people are going to look at me going, you know, Roger Moore, that silly comical Bond, I loved it. You know, I loved him as Bond. Now, I still say the best Bond is Sean Connery. No one has ever bested him as Bond, but every Bond from Sean Connery, Roger Moore, you know, George Lazenby, you have Timothy Dalton, you have Pierce Brosnan, and then you have Roger. You know, I always say Roger Craig, Daniel Craig, and he can even put like David Niven in there because he did that you know, that Casino Royale, but it was a comical type of a Bond film, and you know, it's just made for fun, a spoof. But you know, and then I could even have my list of my favorite Bond, and then the least favorite Bond, from the best Bond to the least favorite Bond. But the thing about it though is that I can kind of accept every Bond because they brought something different to the role. But there are some that I like more than others, you know. And like I said, Sean Connery is the best one, and Roger Moore is my favorite. And here, you know, Daniel Craig. The one thing about him is that he did star in one of the worst Bonds ever. I've seen all the Bond films, and Dave, at least, even the ones that were categorized as bad, but there was something about it that you liked. There was something that was brought to the table. But Quantum of Solace is the worst Bond. Worst song, the intro, the title sequence, the song. I think I said the song. The people in the film. It was awful. It was, and that's nothing on Daniel Craig. I think they just did an approach to the film that didn't work. The story didn't work. Nothing did. You know, I believe it was Alicia Keys and Jack White that sang the theme song, and I liked. I think his name is Jack White, the singer, and I liked his. What you call that? His what do you call that? That word? His contribution to the song. I liked his part. Alicia Keys didn't fit. You know, and we can get into another discussion when it comes to like the best song, Bond song, and the worst Bond song. I might even do like a video of best ofs when it comes to Bond. You know, in anticipation of this movie that's coming out. I might do that. But this trailer was really great. You see what it's kind of all about. You know, Bond. I mean, we know that Bond. He leaves MI6 and he, I guess, goes AWOL. He goes just missing, and he's in Jamaica. And we see the actress there. What is her name? The one that everybody's saying is going to be, you know, the female Bond. You know, the female James Bond, like call her Jane Bond. I mean, I don't, you know, to me, it's just like I don't think that, you know, that's the thing that you got to worry about. Because what it is the fact that he is going to be James Bond because James Bond is his name. She more likely is going to be the new 007. But I guess the numbers are interchangeable and you can just give it to this person and give it to that person without, you know, really, you know, I mean, without really, you know, without, you know, cause you know, like I said in my intro, I believe that they do have separate 00 titles for women. You know what I mean? But the actress there, Lashana Lynch, she was in this a lot. We see a little bit of a little repartee, if you want, if you will, between the two, trading barbs, and she's kind of jabbing them in the gut and things that she's saying. And you see her in action, and she looks good. She looks like she can handle a weapon, and she's in there in the, you know, in the thick of it. Of course, we saw Christoph Waltz all messed up, and you know, as Stavros Blofeld, right? And we see Rami Malek, and I recognize his voice, and I said, I know who that is, and it shows him, and he's kind of scarred up, and you know, he looks like a legit badass, you know, villain in this film. And I've been a fan of his since Mr. Robot, and then you have him win an Oscar for his amazing performance as Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, and then he's in this film. And I believe Mr. Robot is like in this last season, final season. So I'm thinking that that's a good step because he's only gonna do bigger things, and maybe he wants to move on and not be tied down by a TV show. And you know, this movie looks great. I like the you know, I like the cast in this. You know, you see Naomi Harris come back, and she's Moneypenny, and then we see Jeffrey Wright in there, and Ray Fiennes as M, and then we see a Bond girl in there, very beautiful, the brunette. So this is really looking good. I don't know if this is a teaser. It could be just the official first trailer. And nowadays, I think the trailers, like when it comes to teasers, I think it's skewed now. Because teasers used to be like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And then I think when people complain that it's too short, studios are like, well, you know what? We're going to put out a lengthy 2.5 minute trailer and call it a teaser. Because then I guess they're figuring, okay, this is going to give people more to see. And then they're going to look at that like, oh, that's a better teaser. But I hate when people do that. Like when they watch the trailer and then they're like, that's it? I wanted to see more. I want to see this. And I'm like going, well, you know, you do know that sometimes they film out a sequence and then they put stuff together for a trailer. You know, you want to see a certain character or you want to see someone come back and then you don't see him in the trailer. You're like, I want more. Like it's gonna come. You know, this one I think really showed a lot, but not too much. And we've seen, like I said, Lashana Lynch, a lot of her in there. I think they're gonna definitely showcase her in a lot of the trailers because apparently she may be, you know, taking over the mantle. It's one of those, you know, even in the trailer he says, oh, so you're a 00 agent. And I believe I heard her say that, yeah, for 2 years or something like that. So we see her in it. She looks good. I don't know if this thing has been there's agenda into it, you know, if they're going to push, you know, the whole agenda of the SJW and all that stuff. I don't know. But I've heard and I've read things that people are saying that that's what's going to be. They'll kind of hold on and kind of brace for that. But like I said, man, it's like I'm not trying to get all stressed out over that crap because all it is just going to give you a headache if you keep worrying about that crap. I understand, and I'm with you guys that you don't like it when they do that, but you let it get to you, then you're going to miss out on some good films. Because nowadays, that is unfortunately what we have to deal with. We have to deal with stuff being put in films to push an agenda. Sometimes we have to deal with it. Sometimes we just have to bite our lip and just watch the film. Like I said, and for Black Widow, I just did the trailer reaction the other day. I'm gonna go to the film. I'm gonna, take my brain out of my head and leave it at the door. I'm just gonna watch and be entertained. And that trailer was pretty damn intense. It really was great. I'm looking forward to that film. And this trailer has me sold. Let's see what else they're going to put out and see what other, things they're going to show. They showed a lot. They showed everybody pretty much. We see Christoph Waltz. We've seen Rami Malek. We've seen Lashana Lynch. We've seen the new Bond girl, the brunette. Let me take a look at her. Let me find her. Let me look for her name. Okay. Anna de Armas. I think that's her. Anna de Armas. Let me see. Let me click on her thing. Okay, that's the blonde. Anna de Armas is the blonde. So she's the blonde. She's the new Bond girl. But there is a what do you call it? There's a Leah Sudol. That could be the girl, the brunette. I'm looking at the picture and she's blonde, so she probably dyed it brunette. But anyway, that was my reaction to the amazing trailer, No Time to Die, trailer number 1. And of course, that is the latest Bond film that's going to be coming out. It will be out, April 8th of next year, 2020. So that's definitely going to be there's going to be like right before the summer hits, and there's going to be a lot of films coming out. And let's see how Bond does, and let's see how people take to this film. There's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of things happening, not just in the movie, but around the franchise of James Bond. So let's just see what happens, and from this point forward, what happens to the franchise after this film. We'll see. But for those of you who stopped by and checked out my video, I appreciate it very much. And in closing, and as always, take care.